Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jeannie Lima and I'm here with Veronica, Maria Ramos, and Irene Ramos. How are you doing today, Veronica?
Good, Jeannie. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Nice to hear.
How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. I'm giving God His grace, and we take one day at a time, and I'm grateful to Black River Studios for having us here and for you doing what you're doing to help us out. We appreciate everything.
God is good all the time.
That's right.
God is good.
Veronica, do you mind giving us some education on your journey for a kidney transplant?
Yes. I've been on this journey a little over 5 years now.
Yes.
I've been living with a diagnosis of end-stage renal disease. I'm currently looking for a live donor for a kidney transplant. I've had some challenging moments to say that has brought me here to this point. I'm
Dealing with a lot of stuff.
dealing with a lot of medical issues, medical challenges that I'm looking for a little help with, and getting my story out there about my journey definitely has been.
Do you mind sharing what you are diagnosed with and when that started?
I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 19 years old, and from that point on, my health has deteriorated. Through my 20s, I definitely felt some challenging times having children, being diabetic, and really I was misdiagnosed at 19 years old as type 2 diabetic. But there was so many advances that were happening back then. When I became pregnant with my children, the doctors pretty much figured out I should have been diagnosed type 1 diabetic. So I lost a lot of years of taking care of myself in the right ways. So my health deteriorated quite fast. And then in 2018, in September, I faced my first heart attack. And with that, the dye that they used in my surgery, they put one stent in my heart. The dye that they used cut my kidney function all the way down to 6%. So from that time on, I started.
God, give her strength.
I started dialysis, and it has been a little over 5 years now. And my story didn't necessarily end there. In January 19, I went under cardiac arrest. And thankfully, the Holland Hospital are definitely my angels.
I'm going to go ahead and take it from here. So she's faced a lot of challenges in and out of the hospital with different things that come along with the dialysis process, with gastroparesis, with all diabetic complications, substandard health care that we have in the Holland area with the clinics, depending on insurances, things like that. So she was undiagnosed and underdiagnosed at Holland Hospital and at her clinic. But the doctors at Holland Hospital were just really worked with her and found out the exact causes of her complications. And that helped us get the medicine that we needed, the different things that we needed. So she was in the process of trying to get on the list for a kidney donation. there's two different kinds of kidney donation. A cadaver donation, which puts you on the list and you wait for someone and then they call you out of nowhere. And then also a living donation where we can match you, and that usually comes a little more faster. We can try and find someone that has an exact match that will help her with a living kidney donation. That's what brought us here. In January, during the Lions game, Veronica had a day of confusion, a day of low oxygen level, and was having trouble breathing. And because we know her history so well, we usually take her in and they take care of her at Home Hospital. They know her well. What happened was, by the tennis courts on 22nd Street, she started feeling really bad, and she went to full cardiac arrest. Drove straight to the ambulance entrance, laid on the horn, and the personnel came out, and I just said, "It's Veronica," and they knew what to do. They put her on a gurney. Morgan jumped on that gurney and started the CPR process. When they took her in, she was at a code blue. They knew exactly what to do because they knew her body, they knew her challenges, and they knew what not to do. They didn't have to waste any time on any extra tests. Those 10 minutes were very, very hard. It was hard to keep it together, make phone calls. When the nurse came out and said, "We have a pulse," that's when we knew she was going to be okay. And they intubated her right there and then. They got a pulse, they got some vitals, and we had her transferred to the U of M in Metro, which is at Byron Center. And they have more expertise there. It's more of a trauma hospital. Within 24 hours, they warned us that Veronica was going to be taken off the tube. They were going to see if she could breathe on her own and how much damage was done. And by God's grace and God's mercy, those 24 hours were uneventful. That was a touch and go period that nobody left her side. We were there, and they took the tube out and she started breathing on her own. She was hungry. They did all the testing. The doctors just declared it. Of course, they don't say miracle because they can't say that word. They have to give a clinical reason, and there really wasn't. She did great. They did further testing, and they showed that she did have blockage that Home Hospital hadn't. With all the testing, with all the stuff that they had to do, they missed it. So they declared her that she did have blockage. They did a triple bypass surgery, which was a 20% chance survival rate for Veronica. She didn't know that. And she survived. She survived. Her challenges have been trying to keep up her health, trying to meet all her dialysis appointments, things like that, that being a single mom and a 24-hour caregiver with her, I live with her. She has run the household. She's run her life. Nobody has had anything to do with that. She has some support, family support. Everybody's trying to do. We have beautiful, wonderful friends like the Reeve family that's been carrying us the last month or so with transportation and meeting some of our needs. Just a lot of challenges that changes with a person that's on dialysis. Meeting appointments. Appointments can change from one day to the next. You never know. And right now, our biggest challenge is transportation.
Yes.
We don't, and just a lot of everything that comes with it, everything that we need. We can't just ask for rides because you have to be 24 hours, 7 kind of waiting. In case she has some kind of complications, we have to go back to the hospital, different doctors, specialists, things like that.
Currently, I'm not on the transplant list due to the fact that you do have to have a ride set up to even get to U of M in Ann Arbor if you need to. Not only do you need one ride, you need also like another 2 backup rides. I don't have that support right now. It's been challenging with no transportation, but yet I have dialysis 3 times a week. And just to get there and back home, it's been tough. But looking for this kidney. I'm going to try everything I can do. I'm not done yet. I'm ready to live. I'm not ready to go yet. So, and the support I have in Holland, Michigan has meant more to me than anything in the world, especially with the support of my parents, both my mom and my dad, my 98-year-old grandmother, and, various people that are the friends here in Holland are more like family to me. And with my children, I have 2 girls. I want to see them become moms. All 3 of us are type 1 diabetics, and they see the challenges that I'm going through, and I pray to God that my kids don't have to live the life I've been living. But with all the technology, all the education that's come through U of M, they have saved my life more than once now. And I'm grateful and thankful.
Yeah. And right now, speaking with the transplant people at U of M, they want us to get our story out. They want us to try different media things. That's another challenging aspect. There's a lot of people, but we've been blessed with people like Black River Studios that have come to us to show our story and to have all this support for Veronica, and we're starting that. There's different people in the community that are asking to help us and things like that. So we look forward to working with everyone and seeing what we can do to get that kidney and to get the stuff that we need. They won't put you on a transplant list unless you have financially, you have to have the support.
So I'm hearing that, just shout out to Black River Studios for being amazing and stepping up to the plate to make this possible for Veronica. And I feel so professional saying Veronica because that's Rana.
Right.
Yeah, this town knows me as Rana.
Yeah,
for sure.
Rana,
Yes.
Fiorini,
That's it.
Dio
That's it.
Nacho, and we leave that. So, just to God be the glory for everything that He has brought you guys through.
First and foremost.
He's never forsaken you guys. He's always upheld you guys, and just
We have huge faith. We have a deep faith, and we know that on that day, God was with us, and that's what everybody held their name up in prayer, and we think that's, we know that that's what happened.
I can't even imagine like what I'm hearing right now because someone that is in need of a transplant and in their journey for that, not having transportation, not having backup transportation, not having, if I may say, I'm not too sure, but like, doesn't that cost hotels for your family that's supporting you, meals?
Right, financially,
Like,
in all aspects of life.
right.
I still have a home, and that I gotta pay rent for. I still have food that, I might need to buy.
Yeah, Veronica's the sole provider. I am just barely in the front stages of being financially compensated for helping her. So she's the one that's been helping us, and we've just been doing it the way we do with community support, with community resources that are out there. We take advantage of everything that we can. And the Park Theater has some wonderful things planned for us also. They've been really, really good about getting Veronica's story out. There's a whole new thing that's going to happen with them. We look forward to some dates, and we'll make you guys aware, and we'll tell Black River Studios, and they'll be in cahoots with that also. So we just appreciate that everybody's come together for us. It's just very important that we get the word out and that we try to get people to come in and donate, to try and be assessed to see if they match. If there is a match, the process is really simple. 45 minutes of a consultation on a computer, you can sign in, and then the U of M will contact you and see if you qualify. Everything is done anonymously, yeah. Just explain that.
Yes. So there is a phone number or website,
Yeah.
and go on through the U of M Ann Arbor.
Right.
And I don't necessarily get any information just in case it doesn't work out. Sometimes it can work out, sometimes it doesn't. And with that communication, they're not necessarily keeping my hopes up, I guess you would say. So this all happens anonymously. If you choose to tell whether or not you have been picked for a donor or not, that's really up to you. But everything's taken care of insurance-wise, Medicare, Medicaid, private insurances cover kidney transplants. So all those questions can be answered.
And we have that information. It's the U of M Transplant Center and the Tubin Center. I hope I said that right. The number is 1-734-936-7491.
That's it. They do great. It's a beautiful hospital. The transplant team, I think, even St. Mary's here in Grand Rapids, in case they work with U of M also, they've done 3,000 kidney transplants as of yet right now. They started 25 years ago. Veronica's aunt, my late sister, had her transplant there, and my late niece Jessica also had her transplant there. So our family's used to the process. We know what beautiful the gift of life. That's why they call it the gift of life. That's exactly what it is. It brings life, and it makes sure that she'll have a better quality of life. And you can last 10 to 20 years on a transplant kidney if you take care of yourself. And Veronica's doctors were very, very surprised that for being that sick, they said they had never seen a case of a well-kept diabetic as they did with her. Because no drinking. There's different things that you can do to keep your body better, and she tries to do everything for herself. She really does. We try to keep her in the best of health, and we try to do everything to be compliant. It's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do, but
Right. Diet.
in spite of everything, yeah. It's hard.
I'm currently in cardiac therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, just since my second heart attack and the triple bypass surgery I had in February of this year. You know, you would think something like that might take you away from getting a kidney, but with my health, I've been working on it and, you know,
She's
trying to
still
make
alive.
myself as healthy as I can be, even through dialysis. And it prepared me for my triple bypass.
That's-
In a small way, it made me ready for that. And thankfully, I was able to live through that and come out on the other end not as affected. I've had some things in my life affected from it. My memory, it's been a big thing, but working on it, my therapy, and I'm sticking around trying to work on myself.
The doctors are optimistic that she'd be a good candidate, because there's some people that go through that aren't candidates for transplants anymore. And her doctors feel that she's viable for a kidney transplant. And that's why we're taking it from here and trying to do everything we can as fast as we can. But we appreciate you too, Jeannie. You've helped so much. It's ridiculous how you're helping. You've done things that nobody else has even done for us that we really needed. And it's hard to ask for help. That's one of the challenging things too of being in this position with so many people that we know that want to help. Every time we have a conversation with somebody, they're asking us, how can we help, how can we help? So putting this out there gives people the information they need to help us. So that's why we're so appreciative to all you guys.
I just want to say that, like, I don't want to take any credit for that. It's a humble honor to know you all, walk alongside of you all. You guys have been pillars to many in our community, in our schools, and everywhere. And I don't believe you guys ever asked why or how or when. You guys just loved and gave.
We have a lot of loving people around us.
So to God be the glory for the strength, because family
One
is
day at a
family.
time.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
we're
one
there
day
for
at a
each
time
other.
is.
And you guys are amazing. Rana's amazing. The
Yes,
Irene is
ma'am.
amazing.
She's my angel.
Yes. So
Well, thank you, babe. That's where love comes in, and that's where I think when you put a lot of love out there and a lot of care and stuff like that, it's coming back to us. I don't even remember people helping who I helped and things like that, and they'll come back at me and say, "Remember?" I'll be like, I really don't, because we don't look at it like that. We just do it and try to be kind, and we're raised that way to be kind to other people, no matter what comes at you, because not everybody is kind.
Right.
But we have so much support that just falls by the wayside. So that's a beautiful thing too. And that's what we're going forward on. Just getting that information out, seeing when some fundraisers are happening, and we could use your support. Getting some angel plates out there, amen plates, that's what I call them. When we get there, because that's what they are, God's given, and that's how we do it. So hopefully we'll see you soon. And we'll keep everybody in touch no matter what.